An ecosystem is a broader concept than the communities and the populations that we've studied so far. An ecosystem consists of communities of organisms in a broad geographic area, and it also includes the abiotic or non-living factors that these organisms interact with. We often define an ecosystem in the same way that we would define the biomes, by climate and vegetation type. So we might refer to a desert ecosystem or a tropical rainforest ecosystem. Ecosystem ecologists are interested in studying the way that different groups of organisms interact with each other and with the environment. They're concerned with the flow of energy through different compartments of the ecosystem, as well as the flow of different nutrients and elements from one pool to another, or how they're transferred from abiotic pools to living organisms, and vice versa. To understand how energy flows through an ecosystem, we need to understand trophic structure. Trophic structure is the feeding relationships between the organisms found in an ecosystem. We can draw a diagram known as a food chain that shows how energy is transferred from one trophic level to another. The first trophic level is known as primary producers. You may have heard of this trophic level by a different name, the autotrophs. These are organisms such as plants that make their own food. Some of this food is used for the structure of the plant and to maintain the plant's metabolism. Some of the plant material produced goes to feed the primary consumers, which are also known as herbivores or plant eaters. The secondary consumers are carnivores because they eat primary consumers, which are typically animals. The tertiary consumers consume secondary consumers, and the quaternary consumers, or top carnivores, consume the tertiary consumers. In this food web, we have 5 trophic levels: the primary producers or autotrophs, and 4 types of consumers. Anytime an organism eats another organism, energy is transferred from one trophic level to another. We can measure the productivity at any particular trophic level. It's measured in the amount of biomass, or the weight of organisms, produced at a particular trophic level per unit of area each year. So we could calculate the productivity of plants in an acre of tropical rainforest. We can also measure a concept called efficiency. It's a ratio that describes the fraction of biomass that is transferred from one trophic level up to the next. You can see from this pyramid of productivity that by far the largest pool is the primary producers. These autotrophs are producing a lot of biomass each year. They're fairly efficient, and only a small fraction of this plant material is transferred to the next trophic level, the primary consumers, and the decomposers that are going to break down the dead plant material. This is because the metabolism of the plants requires energy. Ecosystem ecologists are not only concerned with the flow of energy through an environment, but they're also concerned with the recycling of nutrients and the transfer of nutrients between biotic and abiotic factors, and in different pools where it's found in different chemical forms. Ecosystem ecologists study the chemical reactions that convert an element from one form to another, and also how humans alter these processes and affect how much of each nutrient is in each particular pool at each particular time.